Get yourself ready for a minstrel show.
Lowered expectations. Lowered expectations.
It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butt hurt blues.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who. Oh, what's going on, everybody? AB Media 83 here. And welcome to a Colosseum Special. Today we're going to be talking about Vote Blue No Matter Who. And we're going to be talking about how they need to get their head all the way out of their ass. And I do mean all the way out of their ass. They want to come around trying to vote. This is what you voted for. Malcolm, so you voted for, you get what you deserve. We're going to get into all that. We're also going to get into Philadelphia, the city of garbage. Sadly, I wish, yes, I know it's the city of brotherly love, but right now, Philadelphia is the city of garbage. And like I said, vote blue no matter who need to look in the damn mirror and they need to read the damn room because y'all in no position to talk. But before we get into all that, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. I got to type it in. I know that jackass hasn't taken this stream down yet. So give me 1 second here. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about with Butthurt Blues today. Let's see, is this the stream I want? Yes, it is. Oh, wait a minute, he meant. Yep, hold on, wait a minute, wrong stream. All right. Let's see, when was the stream? Yeah, I think that's the one I want. Yeah, it is. Okay. But to give you an idea what I'm talking about, let me share my screen here. Share screen. Yes, this is the Mississippi Butthurt. And we're skipping all that. But as you can see, Butthurt Blue is still butthurt about my content. So let's listen in.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Is
not
that going
does
to be
that
an
not fit in this situation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
issue
that,
in a
that's
place like where I live in
it
Boston?
irritates.
No,
Yes, Butthurt Blue spent a whole hour crying about my stream I did on Saturday. It is what it is.
that's
It,
going to
irri-
be a problem.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it irritates me that people that are supposed to be in the freaking know don't do their freaking homework. It irritates the shit out of me.
He's talking about the people on the panel. He's gaslighting you people
No, he's talking about your dumb ass.
on the panel. He's not talking to her. He's talking to the dummies on the panel. And I'm not talking about May. He's talking to he keeps gaslighting you to your face that you haven't read the bill. You don't know what's going on. You simply are playing,
No, neither do y'all. So
which is what these other shows are for. Why don't they play what happened on C-SPAN when the Republicans run the House? The bill passed already. Mike? Or to go?
Nope, that's exactly correct. I just want you to continue to break that down, but that is exactly correct what you just said.
Yeah.
With the whole bill, okay, and you showing CNN or CNN or MSNBC. Why?
Fits their narrative, is my guess.
This is a narrative.
Fits their narrative.
Yeah.
He's proposing a 1.2 billion cut to national
Nah,
parks. That's the most in
nah,
the
that's
109-year history of national parks. More
No, I can't let you do that. That's an insult to Papa John's. That's it. That's an insult to Papa John's. I can't let you do that. What is that? Man of McDonald's. Okay, I'll let that one slide. But yeah, you get the idea.
Cuts, right?
specifically, 20 people are being laid off on the Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky. 30% of Kentuckians are on Medicaid. 200,000 are going to be losing their Medicaid.
We don't know that yet.
5 hospitals in Kentucky receive disproportionate Medicaid funding, and so they're going to be at risk. And 10% increase in utility bills Kentuckians are going to see. I think when you hear that, I think you're going to care a lot more than just hearing hyperbolic statements from Democrats. I advise for Democrats.
Now, he was talking directly to a Republican, which actually BGS was trying to stop you from understanding that. That's why they brought him on, so that way he can personally answer for the bill that he voted for and that his party voted for. Right? Disproportionate means a lot. I got a lot of family that live in Kentucky. Let me tell you, those people on Medicaid, damn near the whole state's on Medicaid outside the rich areas. Damn near the whole state outside of those rich areas. Outside those agricultural areas, damn near the whole state is there. That includes people who are on the...
Yeah, listen to how Butthurt Blue talks about people who live in other states. But then they wonder why they have to spend $20 million to talk to men again. In fact, let's get off this for a minute. So Butthurt Blue talks all this shit, but they refuse to read the room. So when I say read the room, I'm talking about stuff like this. You're making fun of people who died in Texas. Oh, if you don't believe me, for those of you who haven't heard, there was a big flood in Texas, and Butthurt Blues are making fun of the people who died in Texas. I wish I was joking. I honestly wish I was joking. I honestly wish I was joking, but I'm not. They are making fun of the little girls. there are people running around talking about those little girls deserve to die because their parents voted blue. Once again, I wish I was joking, but I'm not. And I'm fitting to show you in a minute that I'm not joking, sadly. Philly is Philly looks like looks like a pile of garbage. Looks like a landfill. Once again, I wish I was joking. I'm about to show you. Philly now looks like a landfill. And but Butthurt Blue wants to take the high ground, act like they're superior, and they know everything. Okay, but like I said, if you don't believe me that Philly doesn't look like a landfill, let's take a look. See for yourself.
Now, Sherelle, now is not the time to be playing with sanitation workers when you got the whole city smelling like funky draws. Shout out to NBC Philadelphia because they're showing us all these images of literally people throwing their.
Sherelle Parker, this message is for you. You may not live out here, but we do. And this is the Northeast of Philadelphia. This shit right here is real fucking disgusting. You need to pay those workers, bitch. Pay them workers they money. Pay those workers they money so they can clean this shit up. Look at this. And then people just taking advantage of this shit. Cheryl Parker, if you don't want your place to look like this, I suggest you come pay them.
Sherelle Parker, Mayor of Philadelphia, is in a labor dispute with the sanitation workers of Philadelphia. Now, Sherelle gave herself a 9% raise, along with the people who work for her, while only giving the sanitation workers a 3% raise. And as of last week, on July 30th, July the 1st, these workers went on strike. And that's why Philly looks like a pile of garbage. Looks like a landfill. And Sherelle Parker refuses to negotiate. And this has been going on for 7 days straight. But yeah, but Butthurt Blue thinks they have the moral high ground. No. But let's continue.
Pay those workers so they can come clean this shit up. You nasty bitch.
Oh, you think this the only video? Huh.
Okay, a lot of y'all are wondering what the trash situation means in Philly. Well, Labor Union District Council 33 is on strike, and that represents about 9,000 city workers. They all walked off on the job due to unfair contract negotiations and pay. Since then, mountains of trash have piled up around the whole city. Now, to combat this, the city set up over 60 temporary trash drop-off sites. But the gag is, what if you don't have a car? The city did offer pay increases to the union, but it wasn't enough, especially considering the mayor took a huge pay increase this year. Artists like LL Cool J has even said he doesn't want to perform while all this is happening. Negotiations will continue. Best of luck to Philly. Okay, a lot of y'all are wondering what the trash situation means in Philly. Well, Labor Union District Council 33 is on strike, and that represents about 9,000 city workers. They all walked off on the job due to unfair contract negotiations and pay. Since then, mountains of trash have piled up around the whole city. Now, to combat this, the city set up over 60 temporary trash drop-off sites.
You heard that right. Instead of paying the workers to pick up the trash, she offers 60 drop-off sites, which are in public parks, by the way, in the middle of summer and right before 4th of July. Salute, Aquatechie. Yeah, I got some relatives that lives in Pittsburgh hordes. I hope they don't. I hope they're not taking this kind of shit. But yeah, and all thanks to Sherelle Parker, the current mayor of Philadelphia.
Philly natives, be careful. You're about to start getting respiratory infections due to all the trash piling up. I'm here to tell you guys why this is happening and about the strike. If you haven't seen it,
Mounds of trash are piling up in Philadelphia. Municipal workers have been on strike for a week now. The union represents about 9,000 city workers. They want better pay. Negotiations are supposed to resume today. The city has set up temporary drop-off trash sites, but it's having trouble with people dumping all kinds of things.
Please, we got Dr. Goodbar in the building. Yeah, we're talking about how pretty much vote blue no matter who needs to be quiet right now because that's Philly. The mayor of Philly, Sherelle Parker, didn't want to pay the sanitation workers, and now Philly looks starting to look like a landfill, quite literally. And from what I've heard today, they have started putting trash in front of City Hall. So yeah, they have a cluster on their hands. They have a huge cluster on their hands. But from what I heard, unless something's changed in the last few hours, the city still doesn't have a deal in. We got like videos like this coming around.
Nah, ain't no way y'all letting all this funky ass trash sit out here, smelling like hot ass and seafood salad. Yo, this block smell like old shrimp and regret. Come get this, Parker. Yo, mama ain't raised you to let the hood smell like fish grease and booty cheeks. They out here feeding on the rats better than they feeding us. Nah, ain't no.
Yeah, that's what's going on in Philly right now. Yet we have people trying to make fun of people in Texas, and that's all thanks to the mayor, to Philly's mayor, Sherelle Parker. All because she doesn't want to pay sanitation workers a livable wage to pick up the trash of Philadelphia. But on the other hand, Butthurt Blue thinks it's okay to tell Texans that they deserve to die in because of the big flood. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, the death count is now up to 100. Over 100 people have been killed because of these floods. I don't know. Them pictures ain't AI. I can tell you that. Them pictures over 100. Yes, Akoteki. Over 100 people have died in Philadelphia. No, I'm sorry, not Philadelphia. In Texas because of that flood. But meanwhile, Democrats are rubbing it in Texans' face. Don't believe me? Let's take a look. Give me 1 second here. All right. Oh yeah, Butthurt Blue. That's what I have it under. All right. Sorry about that. Let's take a look to see what Butthurt Blue has to say about what's going on in Texas and other places.
People are mad at me for saying that Texas is going through a spiritual cleansing, but I'm going to stand on that, and here's why. The weather doesn't lie. The floods, the heat waves, the chaos in the skies. This ain't just climate.
Don't put God in this, you clown.
This is a cleansing, a consequence, a correction. Don't believe me? Well, let's go to the word. The Lord is slow to anger, but great in power. The Lord will not leave the guilty unpunished, for his way is in the whirlwind and the storm. And the clouds are the dust of his feet. You think the storms don't speak? God been using weather as his voice since Genesis. Just look at the Old Testament. When Egypt refused to free God's people, what happened? Plagues, floods, darkness. Weather was his judgment and signature. When Elijah prayed, the heavens shut for 3 years, no rain, no mercy until repentance came. Texas, you passing laws soaked in hate, trying to play God with people's rights, people's bodies, and people's families, and expect.
Oh, you shouldn't talk about Democrats like that who try to force transgender surgeries onto children without the parents' consent. Oh, you thought we forgot about that, didn't you?
To everyone in Texas that voted the right way and did the right thing November 5th, 2024, if you are suffering
Define vote the right way.
right now because of the flood, if you're going through financial loss, I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you, and I pray that you recover from this. To everyone in Texas that didn't vote or voted for this dictatorship that we are now under, you can go fuck yourself. Bitch, learn how to swim. And don't be looking for help, bitch, because you voted away FEMA. So no one gets any assistance right now. Bitch, build a boat. I heard there are plenty.
Oh, let me address some misinformation that's going around. The people were warned in proper time, but the water built up so quickly that they didn't really have time to. They didn't really have time to prepare for that flood because the water came so quickly. But a weather warning did go out. So
Trees, plenty logs floating around. Build a boat, bitch. To everyone in Texas that voted the right way.
If you voted for Trump, you actively voted for those girls in Texas to die being swept away by that flood, because your vote for Trump was also a vote to take away the National Weather Service's funding.
They gutted the National Weather Service. They gutted the National Weather Service, and now dozens of camp children are probably. Don't make this political.
okay, let me go on and read. That dude is just a social media board. You can't tell me he would just want to hear himself. But the young man did not mean it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. They had a weather warning for rain, but they didn't know it was going to get that bad. The real bad one didn't come out till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And that was most everybody was asleep by that time, and that's why it was so bad. It was so bad, and they couldn't get people out.
How dare y'all make this political?
The one thing that I don't understand, right? And this is, rest in peace to those people in Texas. Sorry that happened to you, right? But if I'm not mistaken, Texas is a red state. And is it
What does that have to do with anything?
not? So that means y'all voted this man in office, and when he started firing all of the federal employees, that included the people.
By the way, the weather service responsible for the area that got hit was fully staffed. In fact, they said they were overstaffed, and this still happens. So, yeah, Doc, people are unhinged. People are unhinged. Yeah, it's pretty bad, and I got more of these.
People who were at the weather place that was supposed to read everything and tell y'all like, hey, storms are coming, y'all voted to get them fired. And now y'all upset that y'all weren't warned when y'all voted to have these people fired. The same.
I've also listened to some other meteorologists that, I've also listened to some other meteorologists, and they said that there's no way they could have predicted how bad the storm was going to be. You got something to say to me, nigga? The link's in the chat.
Just to clarify, if you voted for him, fuck you. If you voted for him, fuck you. If you
Okay, fuck you too. I don't feel about that way about people who voted for Kamala Harris, but if you're gonna come at me like that, fuck you too.
cast your ballot for Donald John Trump, fuck you. Have intercourse with yourself. That is all. Goodbye.
Okay.
Before I start this, let me go ahead and give you my qualifier. I am indeed a Texan. My bloodline traces back to before 1865. Yeah, been here and been doing this shit with you. So for all of you conservatives out here that are getting on social media, you're big fucking mad because the rest of the country doesn't give a fuck about your suffering right now. You asked for it. Get the fuck over it. Suck it up, buttercup. Whatever phrase you want to use, know that you got this shit coming to you. Because you do indeed vote against your best interest. You vote against mine too, and I'm fucking sick of it.
Wow, you said that as if voting for Democrats is voting in our best interest.
You voted for the president that defunded FEMA. You voted for the president that defunded the National Weather Service. And whether you want to admit it or not, both of those two things right there directly correlate to the shit you're in. You voted for the fucking guy.
Oh, you gonna tell that to people in North Carolina who some of them didn't even get help till Donald Trump got in office? Okay. Yes, they did, if I'm not mistaken, Doc. They did run out of funds. And as I said before, some of the people in North Carolina didn't even get help till Donald Trump got in office. And but I'm glad you said that, Doc. If I'm not mistaken, FEMA ran out of funds because they were too busy funding illegal migrants in the country, who Trump is now deporting. Let me read that. So how long will it be before Trump derangement syndrome gets added to the DSM-5? Good question. I don't have an answer for you right now, but anyway.
Governor that has consistently shown us that he does not give a fuck about how natural disasters affect our everyday lives. You voted for the fucking senator that goes on vacation every time we go through it.
Okay, now for the record, fuck Ted Cruz. Yeah, I said it. Fuck Ted Cruz. If Ted Cruz had won the nomination, under no circumstances would I have voted for that motherfucker. And yeah, he should be called out for taking a vacation in the middle of this disaster and still staying on vacation. So fuck him. Shout out to the master teacher in the building. But yeah, fuck Ted Cruz.
You voted for these people. And these people are giving you exactly what you voted for. And what you voted for.
So they should have voted for an incompetent AKA who stepped away to the top? Seriously?
Or was hate.
Let's go to another one.
Hey MAGA, you know how y'all don't like Hispanics or anybody that is brown skin, but really you have laser focus against the Spanish community, specifically Mexicans, right? But y'all still eat the food and try to steal the culture. It's cool. It's cool. White people. Do you know who was first on the ground in Texas? First on the ground in Texas, to help with the casualties down there. Mexican rescuers from Mexico.
Actually, no. It was the Coast Guard. Oops. This is misinformation. It was not. It was not. It was not the Mexican. It was the Coast Guard.
Mexico. They were in.
So I'm seeing a lot of people saying now is not the time to be talking about politics in regard to the flooding. Yes, the fuck it is. I know you're mad that I said if you voted for MAGA, you voted for this, but you did. Feel free to tag any MAGA voter you know in this video. Even the ones who were sitting on here crying about being misled. Because I've seen multiple videos now. I don't have sympathy for these Trump voters coming over. We were lied to. We were misled. Y'all called us sheep, stupid, brainwashed.
Yeah, y'all sheep, stupid, and brainwashed.
Nowhere to burn it for this one. But anybody that tells you this flood was not.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Black males. Let me explain something to you. If you have a bonnet on your head, I don't take you seriously at all. If I see you with a bonnet on your head in a video, your words don't mean shit. I automatically think you're a clown. Seriously. Oh gosh.
I'm going to say it because y'all scary as fuck, and I don't give a damn. Them little girls, them people die because of racism, not politics. Boom, I said it. I don't give a fuck. And I said, no. No. Because more YT people have TIE.
Okay, and I need to address this dumbass misinformation too. People are going around trying to say that the school was an all-white school, and that's why this happened. There is no evidence that it's an all-white school. Is it one of the more expensive camps? Yeah, but there's no evidence that it's all-white. That's bullshit. But let's continue.
In order for motherfuckers to what? CARE. I said what the fuck I said. I don't give a fuck, and minds are here with me. We voted the correct way. You reap what the fuck you sow.
You voted for an incompetent AKA that slept her way to the top. You call that voting for the right way? Quote unquote, the right way? Yeah, pretty much he pulled a Karen Bass. That's a good way to put it, Doc. He pulled a Karen Bass. But voting for Kamala Harris, who could barely do an interview, was voting the right way? Okay.
Just the night before the flash flood happened, y'all were okay with motherfuckers being stripped away from their motherfucking families and never seeing them again. People being deported. Y'all were okay with that. Be okay.
They would have been deported if they were in any other country. No other country accepts illegal migrants the way we do. They would have been deported. They would have been deported if they were in any other country.
With not finding Sarah Lou. Be okay with not finding Billy. Be okay with never seeing them again. Keep that same energy because I'm here for it. I am so here for it. Because I've been reading the comments and the shit y'all be saying.
Okay, good Lord. Anyway.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites only
There's
girls
no evidence that it's a whites only camp.
Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all white only conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going. Period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter. It's not to say that we don't want the girls to be found, whatever girls that are missing or whatever right now, but you best believe, especially in today's political climate, if this were a group of Hispanic girls, especially with them being in East Texas, it should be most likely Hispanic. If this were a group of Hispanic girls out there, this would not be getting this type of coverage that they're getting. No one would give a fuck. And all these white people, the parents of these little girls, would be saying things like they need to be deported. They shouldn't have been here in the first place and yada, yada, yada. So before y'all come at me, before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't.
Oh, by the way, this specific lady got fired along with another white woman coming on here talking trash about this situation.
Y'all caught the fucking news on me? I wasn't going to post.
As they should have.
Anymore. But I think it's really funny how my little voice and my little 7,000 followers has garnered enough attention to where y'all want me to make a public statement. And I gave one.
Pull up your bootstraps, Texas. Quit expecting my tax dollars to help you because you elected a shitty governor.
Girl, shut the hell up, because you a shitty-ass person. You want to talk about a shitty governor? You should know a shitty governor when you see one because you a shitty-ass person.
Pretty much.
As someone who considers themselves extremely left-leaning, the floods in Texas break my heart, but this is literally what you guys wanted. You guys wanted all of these cuts to all of these programs, and now you're feeling the effects of those cuts and you want us to feel bad. I can't fucking have any type of compassion for that. I can't have any sympathy for that. No.
It's a hard pill to swallow, huh? The fact that if you would have just voted for Kamala, that those kids in Texas and all those families in the RVs would more than likely still be able.
What was Kamala going to do? Seriously, what was Kamala going to do? Tell the storms, I'm speaking? That was going to stop those storms? Really? Well, apparently a lot of butthurt blues think they can dance on the corpses of kids. Or it's this is shameful, but yeah. But I totally agree. Yeah, from what I heard, she got fired from her job along with another white lady talking this kind of mess. But there are more videos of this. Now do y'all understand why I titled this butthurt vote blue no matter who? Read the room and look in the mirror.
Oh, huh? The fact that if you would have just voted for Kamala, that those kids.
By now, many of you have seen these horrible, delusional, disgusting comments left by leftists about the floods in Texas.
Yep.
Immigrants are going to get eaten by.
And by the way, some of these posts and stuff have been deleted because people are getting fired and stuff for this. By the way, I have 25 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit my Cash App. It's pinned to the top. Support the show. Hit the super chat. Support the show. Hold on. Wait a minute. But yeah.
alligators. How entertaining is that? We're taking away people's health care so that billionaires can have tax cuts. How happy is that? Latino families are getting ripped away. A child in Gaza is going to have the remains of his motherfucking sibling in a backpack. Well, that's fine. Oh my God, where is my child in this flash flood? Please feel for me. No, we are too fucking tolerant.
Texas predominantly vote red too. That orange cunt isn't coming to help you either. So y'all on your own while you're all fucking drowning. Good luck to you. Hope y'all get what you voted for. Get some floaties. Whether you are
You heard these crazy people. I couldn't find the original videos probably because they took them down after so much backlash.
So wait, Texas has been cheering on ICE all across the country, and now y'all want sympathy for a flood? Have you lost your minds? No, I don't feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the mom that had that 4-year-old ripped from her arms and will have to hear her baby scream in her head for the rest of her life. That's who I feel bad for, MAGA. You guys voted to take this National Weather Service away. You guys voted and cheered on Doe.
It wasn't taken away. The Weather Service was there. They did their jobs. And this still happened, unfortunately.
Was shutting everything.
The cuts that y'all talking about didn't apply to that area. In fact, they said they were overstaffed.
Down. I don't care about you people. I hope you suffer worse than anyone. I hope the parents of these kids regret every day voting for Donald Trump. And I don't want to hear we don't know who they voted for. It's Texas and it's a camp. And the fact that y'all even want empathy tells me everything. Like, sure, I absolutely hate that kids were lost today and other lives. But you guys have cheered on everybody else's demise. Maybe it's all time we get some popcorn and watch yours. So wait.
Oh, this is the party of compassion, allegedly.
20 girls are missing from flooding at a summer camp in Texas, which voted for Trump by a 50-point margin. Trump is rushing to the scene. And by scene, I mean his golf course in New Jersey. 20 girls are missing from... MAGA will keep cheering until it affects them. And then the crying will start. MAGA will...
So, yeah. Yeah. Very unhinged. This is what Vote Blue no matter who does, but they want us to come they want us to come vote for them, and then they wonder why they need to spend $20 million just to talk to men. Think about that. They said out of their own mouths they need $20 million just to learn how to talk to men. I wonder why. Once again, just look at the crap that's happening in Philadelphia. Thanks to Cheryl, I'm gonna butcher her name, Cheryl Parker. Philadelphia looks like a landfill right now because Cheryl Parker refuses to pay the sanitation workers. Let's see. I don't see the same smoke for other natural disasters. California earthquakes, EF5s ripping through Tornado Alley. Yeah. Yeah, MAGA didn't have this kind of smoke for the big fires that happened last year. I wasn't up there cheering. I wasn't up there cheering for the fires that happened in California, or the hurricane disasters that happened on the coast. Wasn't nobody cheering for that kind of crap. But yet, they call themselves Vote Blue no matter who. I call them Butthurt Blue. Butthurt Blue shows how unhinged they are. and how they'll even make fun of children who get hurt in the flood. Shout out to Horowitz. Do these idiots expect Orange Man to come down and redirect the flood water like Moses? Good question. By the way, you get if I can find it. Here it is.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You better thank your donors.
Second here. I think I got something to me. Let's see. But yeah, Butthurt Blue want to talk about people, talk about how we're misinformed. But y'all up here making fun of flood victims. Oh, and by the way, I'm equal opportunity over here. I am equal opportunity over here. You guys don't look any better than the Republicans that were making fun of the Hurricane Katrina victims. I said what I said. In fact, let me say it again. You guys don't look any better than the Republicans that were making fun of the Hurricane Katrina victims. No, I haven't forgotten about that. Is that what y'all want to do right now? Have you lost that much of humanity? Exactly, Aquateki. What really matters is how the recovery is handled. And of course, Republicans are blaming the weather service, but some of them, but it's one of these disasters. There's, and I'm looking for the words. There's plenty of no one could have predicted this kind of weather. This would have happened in this area. But if you listen to Butthurt Blue, they get what they deserve. Then they wonder why they need to. Once again, they wonder why they need to spend $20 million just to talk to men again. They wonder why Philly looks like a landfill right now. But I'm sure some Butthurt Blues that are watching don't say, "Oh, I'm misinforming you." All I'm doing is misinforming you guys, and I'm low information. Might see another low information. They'll probably accuse me of low information again, but let me scroll back here. Let's get out of there. There's something else I wanted to show you guys. Let's go on to favorites. I'm looking for a specific video. Let's see if I can find this video. I think it's this one.
So I'm seeing a lot of people saying now is not the time.
No, it's not this one. All right.
I live about 2 hours away from Camp Mystic, where the disastrous flooding happened, and I want to talk about it because the comment sections have been devoid of humanity. So many people are talking about something they know nothing about, and I just want to clear some things up. Natural disasters happen, and they are very hard to predict. This is why tornadoes continue to ruin lives over and over and over again every single year across the country, because we can pinpoint that we have favorable conditions for tornadoes, but we can't necessarily pinpoint exactly where it's going to touch
Hold on,
down and where it's going
y'all
to
just give
go.
me a second.
This is the exact same reason Helene
20 girls are missing from flooding at a summer camp.
Unfortunately, in the wake of this once-in-a-generation natural disaster, we have seen many falsehoods pushed by Democrats such as Senator Chuck Schumer and some media. Blaming President Trump for these floods is a depraved lie, and it serves no purpose during this time of national mourning. Here are the facts. In the lead up to this tragic natural disaster, the National Weather Service did its job. Despite unprecedented rainfall, the National Weather Service executed timely and precise forecasts and warnings. On July 3rd, the National Weather Service office in Austin, San Antonio, Texas, conducted forecast briefings for emergency management in the morning and issued a flood watch in the early afternoon. Flash flood warnings were also issued on the night of July 3rd and in the early morning of July 4th, giving preliminary lead times of more than 3 hours before flash flooding conditions occurred. And the National Weather Service office in New Braunfels, which delivers forecasts for Austin, San Antonio, and the surrounding areas, had extra staff on duty during the storms, despite claims of the contrary. So to any person who has deliberately lied about these facts surrounding this catastrophic event, you should be deeply ashamed. At this time, the administration's focus will be giving the victims and their communities the support they deserve during these recovery efforts in this tragic time. May God bless the great people of Texas, especially the parents who have lost their children. President Trump loves you. We are praying for you, and he will be traveling to see you later this week.
Well, you got your answer, May. He's going to pull up to that part of Texas. But yeah, this incident shouldn't be politicized at all. But some people are trying to politicize it, and it's shameful, very shameful. Let me see if I can find what I want y'all to see. So much junk. I should have put it in a.
When you were cheering for Doge to slash the budget.
Now, y'all wonder why people don't support the Democratic Party and why they don't support the liberals. Look at the news right now. The fact that y'all think it's okay to say that the 27 children in Texas deserve to die because it's a conservative state, deserve to die because their parents probably voted for Trump. That's literally fucking disgusting, okay? Disgusting. They were babies. The youngest one was 8 years old. That is like second grade, maybe third grade. Children are the most precious and wonderful gift that we get on this planet. It's unfathomable that you could even suggest that a child deserves to pay for whatever their parents have done. I was going to say the sins of their parents, but who you vote for is not a sin. You're allowed to have an opinion. You're allowed to vote in a way that aligns with your beliefs.
Agreed.
You all do it. The left, liberals, you all do it. The conservatives, the people who voted for Trump, they did it. They do not deserve to lose their kids over it. This is why people do not support the left. This is why people do not support the Democratic Party anymore.
Agreed.
Because you all have literally lost your fucking minds to think that that's acceptable. I'm a registered Democrat, and honestly, after seeing all of that, I really think that I'm about to switch to the Republican Party. Because I do not want to be associated with a party.
Yes, May. Nobody's deleted you.
That
Which I don't
children
think.
being killed by a natural disaster is somehow correlated or relevant.
Nobody's timed you out, May. I can see your comments. Let's see. Yeah, nobody's timed you out. So, but let's go to no, we're not going to my channel. We're going to Sabby and see what Sabby Sabs has to say about. And no, she's not the only content creator I listen to. But let's hear what she has to say about the Philadelphia situation. She's currently live right now. Let's see which one. Yeah, this one's the one I want.
Well, Philadelphia sanitation workers are still on strike. We are entering day 6 of that strike. And a popular musician, LL Cool J, had some things to say about this as he
Okay, come on, YouTube.
is making it known that he stands in solidarity with the workers in Philadelphia. What exactly are they asking for? Why are the sanitation workers on strike? Let's get into all of this, folks. And I know one damn thing. I know you all know. It is summertime. It is hot right now, right? And especially hot in Philly. I'm in Massachusetts. I know it's hotter in Philly because they're south of me. We all know what happens when the trash starts to pile up during the summer. It is not going to smell too good. What do they want? Let's get into it. This clip here from Philadelphia 6 ABC. Check it out.
Talks between District Council 33 leaders and the city fell apart again overnight. So the mountains of trash just continue to pile up on the streets this morning as sanitation workers remain off the job. Take a look at this massive amount of garbage that Chopper 6 found along Devereaux Avenue near Langdon Street in the Northeast. This is not a designated drop-off site, but it's kind of become a thing. People taking their garbage out there, and it is going to be a massive job to clean up. Look at how far that stretches. Action News reporter Corey Davis joins us now.
And I know it does not smell too good, honey.
Live from a sanitation center in Southwest Philadelphia with the very latest. And Corey, these temperatures and humidity only making the stench worse.
And yeah, Tam, a lot of people are dealing with that across the city, and the picketers right now continuing to strike. They're further down 63rd Street where it's quiet at the moment. And over here is where residents are, where they have dropped off their trash at the designated sites here, the 63rd Street Sanitation Center. These employees here, the ones who are not part of the union, are the ones who are emptying these bins that are continuing to be filled. So after a tense couple of days, city leaders are continuing to remind the picketers to protest peacefully and to allow access to facilities just like this one.
So they're scabs. They're breaking the picket line, basically. This is what these companies do. You see how the capitalist narrative continues, right? Like the union members are going on strike because we don't want to pay them a fair wage. We'll just get someone else to do that job. Yeah, they're scabs. Let's just call it what it is.
Today, the situation is more calm at the 63rd Street Sanitation Center in Southwest Philadelphia on the third day of the District Council 33 strike. But yesterday, law enforcement responded after workers on strike reportedly blocked other city employees from entering. This happened after.
Listen, I like to thank the left for letting people know how crazy they are. You'll never see power ever again. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to say never.
A judge ordered picketers not to block access to buildings or facilities.
They should block access to her. First of all, I have a big problem about scabs. I got a big problem here, right? You're bringing in other people to do that job instead of paying the workers what they are owed. It's so obvious. You pay people what they're owed, you give people a living wage, and you don't run into this issue. But I don't blame them from blocking those other city employees from trying to come in and do that job. No, screw that, because that undermines the strike effort. The people need to be paid. What the capitalists are going to do, which is, of course, the companies, the corporations here, they are going to find people, hell, not only that are willing to work for the wage that they're currently giving the sanitation workers right now, but they will find people that are willing to do that job for less. This is exploitation of the workers. So I don't fault the union members here for saying, no, you're not going to come in and do this job for us. No, they need to pay these people what they're owed. And a lot of this goes to the mayor. The mayor can totally like get involved here and say, okay, we got to make some changes here. They need to get their just due. But that is the whole point of a union, so that you have some type of say within the company, so that people are getting paid what they're supposed to get paid, so that they are getting their benefits. That's the whole point of it. Now, to this point, this is also why I say unions are the first step, but they are not the end game. This is why I always say that we should be striving towards worker co-ops, where you own a piece of the company that you work for. This is why I think we need to push more towards that, because there's also been a number of times where union management has basically like overrided the rank and file members, and they've decided to go whatever decision that they want to go to. They cave to the capitalist demands as well. So I think we need to keep that in mind. But I don't blame these workers. What else are they supposed to do?
The solicitor says law enforcement is trying to monitor protests across the city.
They are running around the city dealing with protesters who've been asked to move along, and they go right back. And this is putting a strain on our resources.
The solicitor also says some picketers have gone too far.
And the kind of things that we are dealing with are jammed locks at health centers. We couldn't get our doctors into the health centers today. Opening fire hydrants. Yesterday, they were slashing tires on trucks. Preventing trash drop-offs. We have residents going to drop off their trash, and they're getting harassed on their way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens, right? This is what happens. What did I tell you? That as long as you continue to step on the workers, one day the workers are going to rise up. Again, these sanitation workers are a part of the 99%. They're part of the 99%.
Police arrested 59-year-old Carnell Wilder. He's accused of slashing a PGW worker's tires Tuesday in Winfield Heights. Union leaders are urging members to follow the law and court orders. They're also asking the public to help support their demands for higher pay, as the union's nearly 9,000 members.
You're probably not going to see too many female sanitation workers. May, that's a very manly job. You have to be strong to do those kind of jobs. You have to probably have to hold your breath to do those kind of jobs too, because dealing with trash is not for the weak. Now, don't get me wrong. If a woman wants to attempt to be a sanitation worker, by all means, since some of them want equality, okay, you could try it, but good luck. Property violence is a bridge too far. Yeah, it is. Let's continue this.
Continue to strike.
Nobody understands financial constraints more than our members, right? And so we're asking for a little bit of release so we can loosen our belt just a little bit instead of continuously keep tightening them. There's no more left to tighten.
No more left to tighten. Yeah, pay these people, man. Pay these people. Now, let's get into this a little bit more. WWS, they talked about this. Philadelphia city workers strike, a sign of rising class struggle in United States. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? It goes on to say the strike began on Tuesday by 9,000 municipal workers in Philadelphia. Philly, don't forget, is the 6th largest city in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. It says they're battling the devastating consequences of decades of austerity. The workers who were offered an insulting 13% wage increase over 4 years by the mayor, what I tell you about the mayor, are confronting the collapse of public services that have been slashed to the bone. The school district, where 14,000 teachers have also voted to strike, is facing a $300 million deficit, and the city's transit agency is preparing a.
Oh yeah, we're gonna turn off Savvy for now, but it's not just the trash that's piling up. Apparently, they're not paying the medical examiner either, and now the bodies are starting to piling up in the funeral homes. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The bodies are now starting to pile up in the funeral homes too in Philadelphia. All because the mayor didn't want to give people a fair wage, but gave herself a 9% pay increase. Oh, but yeah, that's easier said than done, though, May. That's easier said than done. Sometimes people can't afford to just move out. Sometimes they have to sit there and take it, or not to sit there and take it. Vote whoever's doing the crap out. Yep, no autopsies or death certificates. But the funeral homes are complaining about the bodies piling up now, and several government agencies are on strike in Philly right now, all because the Philly mayor wanted a raise. Sherelle Parker. But you listen to Vote Blue no matter who. Oh, I'm misinforming you. Yada yada yada. I'm low information. I'm sure they'll make another I'm low information video. Blah blah blah. Talking about the butthurt brain trust because they don't have any other content to post. I live in Philly, and the public transportation system is about to cut down to 40%. Yikes. So she's cutting a whole. So in other words, she's cutting a whole bunch of shit off just so she can have a raise. Really? Wow. But let's see, what time is it? Voting yourself a pay raise in this environment is just a bad optics all around. Yeah. Yeah, this is not a good look for and of course she's a Democrat. This is not a good look. Hence the title of this live stream. Vote blue no matter who. You need to look in the mirror and you need to look in the mirror and you need to read the room. So I've been on for about an hour and 10 minutes. People are getting on buses and trains and don't pay. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm going to highlight that. People are getting on buses and trains and don't pay. They have cops force people to pay. Damn. I didn't know it was that bad in Philly, man. Wow. All right. There's nothing. No, it probably didn't start with the current mayor, May. Never said it did, but she's there now, and if the buck stops with her. And I wasn't sure who was the mayor beforehand. Let's see who just came with that. Salute to Aqua Techie for the Cash App. And you get
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You better thank your donors.
Thank you, donors, folks. But anyway, I'm about to shut down right now. I'd like to thank everybody, and I do mean everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. By the way, I will be on Art New Stalls later. So let me go on and put that in the chat before I do my outro. I will be on Art New Stalls later. Let's see. He'll probably start around 10 or 10:30, depending on how he's feeling or what meeting he's getting out of. Yeah. But there's the link to Art New Stalls, and he'll be probably getting started in about an hour. But once again, I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is AB Media 83. You want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.